afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Strike Defender of the Fatherland, off here to 2 versus 2 on Elst Outskirts. The setting is 1944, somewhere in the Ukraine, the Red Army advances. It is Nemesis Timo and Sparta fighting ahead here for the first Mechanized Corps, tasked with shattering this fascist defensive line, held here by Tume and BigTalis, or Talisman, fighting for the German army, Deutschland, the Oberkommandus, and the Wehrmacht. Forming up here, Kampfgruppe made from the Großdeutschland Panzerdivision, the Kampfgruppe Wolf. And we've got here Soviet Combined Arms Army, Shock Army, Gart Motor, Soviet Industry, Gart Motor, and Mechanized Support versus, well, what do we have here? Blitzkrieg, Fortified Armor, Festung Support, Breakthrough, Spec Ops, and Fortifications with lots of machine guns for the machine guns, a bit of infantry with this mines, infantry, more mines in fact, and tank guns. So obviously the Russians are going to be focusing a lot on mines. And again, you got Soviet, a lot of conscripts there for Sparta, with a Nemesis Timo also opting for a lot of conscripts. It looks like the engineers are a bit left behind, sort of wondering what's supposed to happen. Hey Petrov, yes, did you bring the shovels? Shovels? I thought you said vodka. You can't keep doing this, Dimitri. They're gonna shoot you. I thought you said my name was Pavlov. But our names anyways, I don't know anymore. Too much vodka. You're right. Anyway, sandbags in the centre, we got an info up here. Of course, one of the notable changes to the Elst Outskirts has been the changes to these two houses, which were all just easily rushed by infantry, rather making the map very, shall we say, repetitive in a sense. It all just basically boiled down to these two houses and nothing else. Similar to the houses around the fuel points on the route, which again very much created some heavily repetitive moments, rendering the map one of my least favourites. We got W74-2s there for Tume, interesting, not a lot of infantry, but focusing him in the machine gun Gewehren to hold down to Russians. You see Talisman there's also providing support here in the southwest. As while he is sending forces northwards, not quite as focused. And here we see in the end, though, Sparta rapidly falls back. There might actually be an accidentally retreat. There's Wilson's those when actually in good condition. Can happen, like you think you got only one unit selection, then you retreat, and then whoops, off goes the other unit as well, which is a bit annoying. It's a bit unfortunate development there for Sparta, but I guess at least didn't lose too much manpower on it. And before sending up here, constantly falling back. No Molotovs for Sparta makes it a bit difficult to deal with this. And we got Nemesis Timo there with a max amount of munitions, some surge support and shenanigans. Heading points here and heading points up here. Fulton on Sion Ponies putting back the conscripts. Down here we got troops reinforcing, and nothing further going on here except more Fulton Grenadiers for Talisman. The German army with the Kampfgruppe Wolf leads successfully here in the south. In the north, though, Talisman's also making progress, but not as much. He's digging in there with sandbags next to the opponent's sandbags. Maxim being carried forward there by Nemesis Team's got conscripts as the Sturmpioniere, as the Sturmpioniere flanking on the conscripts. Violently so. Bit of skirmishing MD42 versus the engineers there, blasting them to bits. Heavy firing here in the center, engineers pinned down, rushing in there. Got Talisman with his Fulton is quickly to flush them out, then secure the center victory point. In the north here, though, Nemesis Team was making reasonable progress, though it's getting hit thwarted here by BigTalis. In the south, though, not much happening except we got Sparta now pushing ahead with more conscripts. He's also going for the support companies, also going for maximum. So Nemesis Team and Sparta here going for double support and company build. We're not too common, but there's definitely a slight change in the meta, I think, with more Soviet players actually going for it again. And of course, it's sort of how meta evolves. You know, one thing becomes popular, then sort of the enemy counters it, then there's a switch, and then it's sort of to try and counter that. And it seems like we're sort of beginning to see the slow switch away from special drive command builds and more towards some support and company builds, but it's not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. I'll wait, counter-attack in here. MD42 being rushed and forced away there. You got incendiary grenade off from the Fulton on the counter there, very nice work. And a bit of a surrounding here. We got more defensive lines here from Tume, sandbags, barbed wire, and more importantly, machine guns. We'll have to see how Sparta handles this second line of defense, if he can breach that. Talisman's already got a mechanized rating up, and Tume is going for the support company as well, or like to mechanize company. There will likely be some 2-2s, maybe some panzer grenadiers. He's still actually really short on infantry, and I hope there'll be some panzer grenadiers. So we actually got the flamethrower attack. Also an excellent choice here. Noting neither side is ready to commit to any single doctrines. North side said Nemesis Team is holding back Talisman, but of course part of it is just Talisman is actually supporting Tume. Possibly knowing that Tume's got some sort of strategy in mind here, which at least for now looks to be a rush strategy. So obviously that makes it easier for Nemesis Timo to support here and then hold the north. Of course, that kind of means he needs to be more active in supporting his teammate Sparta in the centre-south against the Germans. Which of course is probably one of the reasons why Talisman is still exerting pressure on the north, is to make it hard for Nemesis Timo to head southwards to back up his teammate. First Oxen chosen is actually Soda Industry here from Sparta. Might be some KV8s and KV2s. They're more like the KV2s. KV8s tend not to see a ton of usage, but they can be really effective. Talisman making another push into the north here to again draw away Nemesis Timo from the south. Flame for after they're rolling ahead for Tume. Almost done there. Conscript being pushed back with the Puchnia and the Volksgrenadiere. Russians will need anti-tank weapons, and they have absolutely none. They lack any means of sort of stopping this flame for a half-track. Seriously, and that's going to be great here for Tume. That's going to be absolutely amazing. He's just going to be burning his way through Sparta's lines. Now they don't even have manpower for the field gun right away, so this is a pretty bad development there. The anti-tank grenade stuff for Sparta, that's going to help a bit, but not a lot, particularly not with those low-health conscripts versus the flame for a half-track. That's, I mean, no matter what, they're dead, though. So I guess he could have tried to just damage his engine, but even then, it's so close to the enemy lines, it probably wouldn't have mattered much anyways. So you might as well just bank on a small chance of pulling it off here. Panzer Grenadier there for Tume. This is actually going for infantry. He's actually planning on relying, it seems, on Panzer Grenadiers. That is a nice strategy there. Obviously a bit of a rarer one, but if you know how to use a Panzer Grenadiers, it can be an effective one. So we'll have to see how that works out. We're also going for more Grenadiers, though. Oh well, a man can dream. A man can dream of Panzer Grenadiers. Up here, the healing enforcing going on there for Nemesis Timo, who's probably gone for Gat Moats. That'll probably be some gasping out for him. In the south, we've got the conscripts again. They're flanking out the machine gun. Very good work there. You could also go on for deeper flank through here. It's a bit of terrain there, which most people actually tend not to use, but it can be effective if you sort of know your opponent has something poking towards here. Suddenly appearing from here can actually catch them quite well off guard. So a bit of advice there. Fortunately, we've got Mansfield up down here, but Nemesis Timo being spotted here by Tume to back up his teammate. Excellent teamwork there. Excellent teamwork. Quick Molotov over there. That's going to be a full retreat. Flampan Vag sitting out there for Tume. It's going to move up to support in the north to assist Talisman here. This is Nemesis Timo, but that assault roll seems to be faltering, so might as well not bother. There you go. Field gun button against the Fulton. We've got Maxim hammering away as well. They're suppressed already. The defense for Talisman is not working out too well. The fences are holding up surprisingly well, despite high close rounds landing right next to them. In the south, there we go. He actually took the flank path through here. Very nice work there by Sparta. Hits the fuel point. And by the looks of it, could actually render it neutral, which would actually be a bit of blows with the Germans, allowing the Russians to pull ahead. Of course, how far ahead, we'll have to see. But there you go. Pentagon's flanking in. And, oh, we got some conditionment to try and deal with this, but there's heavy cover here that units can easily use. Nice flank here, though, with Tume's Pentagon D hitting the maximum. Excellent work. Small chance of wipe here. Ooh, that's a lot of infantry bunched out. A bun grenade could work out here, maybe. Oh, got the maximum, though, but retreats. Does not wish to risk it further. Up here, though, flanking assault on the maximum. Pushing away there. Nice push back Talisman, who's going for the Stukas first, though. Not a looks, not anything like that, but I'm guessing it's a reaction here, of course, to the fact that both Soviet players have gone for support companies, have gone for support weapons. In which case, you know, Stukas first is a nice way of applying some pressure to it. There we go, moving out here. We got half track being fixed up. So far the Germans managed to cut off the Russians' fuel. They got take over there for Nemesis team. We got the temp chain command up. Maybe Sparta's going to try and rush ahead for the mechanized armor combination. Then we got an MD-44 up for Talisman. Drained to the field gun, though, suffering heavy damage. And there you go. Sturmpani's work here dealing with suppressed infantry, mowing down the conscripts, just slaughtering them ruthlessly. Dead Russians everywhere. The South Maxim field on the watch, and there you go. Mortar out here for Sparta to provide artillery support. This is all the German defences. Very good, very good. Got the flying for a half track on the way there. Stukas of Fuss about to unleash hell here with its 6 rockets, very large ones. Note the rocket frame itself, with the rocket frames themselves, were just basically the boxes they were delivered in. They could actually be mounted in a lot of ways, in fact on a lot of vehicles. Some women just fired from static positions, where they, for example, that happening normally where they had a large set of formations just for those sort of shows, these static rocket launchers. Little fun fact there. Ooh. Nasty roughing on the Maxim. Big Blue to Sparta's also taking up. Will he go for the T-70? Will he go for the Mechanized Armor Company? Always something needs to happen soon. Timo's a bit short on manpower, so he can't quite pull for it. And we do get the T-70 up for Sparta. Light tanks on the way to counterattack the fascists. And those T-70s will have to do some serious work to really pull through here, because right now the Germans are having a nice time. Well, except for the ones who have to act as medics. Why is it always me who has to act as a medic? Because you're the one with the biggest teeth and the ugliest claws. They're wearing uniforms. Have you seen German uniforms at this stage of the war? It's a hard uniform. Back here, troops healing reinforcing for Talisman. And we got fuel drops in here for Sparta. Clearly lining up for something. Nemesis Timo not going for anything here. Might be he's going to be on the go for the Mechanized Armor Company, trying to rush out T-3045s, which honestly isn't a bad idea at all. If the Germans go for medium armor, the T-3045 is going to be quite superior, and if Nemesis Timo can get more than one out fast, he can really put some serious pressure down the Germans then. Gas went out for Nemesis Timo. We'll have to see who actually gets the fuel. It looks like it could be either sort of meant to support. Ooh. Got the mortar with the Panzer Grenadiers. An absolutely delicious flank there from Tume, striking fear into the hearts of the communists, showing that no place is safe. 2-2 following up for Tume. An interesting choice at this stage to get a 2-2, but I'm guessing it's going to use to stall the T-70, which might just work up to wipe the mortar crew out here again, but it's going to be so close into German lines, it's going to be difficult to get back. Stukas Fußbausch going off here and doing a bit of damage, leaving numerous support crew members quite dead. Up north, Nemesis team was fighting against BigTalis, but it's not quite going his way either, as the Germans are launching themselves gleefully at the Russians. They're going to need more armor support here, and fast. We got take up there for Tume. We got support company or support armor corps. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Support armor company. Well, I'm going to call everything for support. Weapons company there for some reason. Down the line now. Maximum, they got the guards pulling up DP light machines there, ready to blast those fascists full of lead. And we got the T-7 joining in as well, trying to get some wipes in. Pretty risk coming in there, but big Talisman, good chance of losing the Fultz Grenadiers here to the T-7 guards combo. In this case, he moved the... Oh, there we go. Got the wipe. Bit of a blow there to Talisman. Certainly, I don't think is worth the Panzerfaust on the T-70. That is a pretty expensive Panzerfaust in the end. Enemy reinforcement looks like it is Sparta's going to be using the fuel there. But it looks like clearly Nemesis team is going to go for the Mechanized Armor Company and push for the T-54s. Fultz was the maximum up here. Interesting enough, he's not tried to wire off here. He set the maximum up there. But in this case, they get lucky, and big Talisman's Fultz going to get suppressed here by the maximum machine gun, water cooled. And a fuel catch out for Tume, setting up for the future. Excellent play there. That's going to support, of course, him and his teammate. It's very nicely there. And there you go, Garzon getting horribly burned here with the flamethrower tech. 13 kills so far. Definitely paying itself off. And down here we got the Panzer Grenadiers there. Ooh, looks like they're going to sneak up. It's either that or Jürgen want to go for a swim. Look at this! I can swim! You're knee-high into this stuff, Jürgen. You can't swim. You got discharged from the Kriegsmarine because you couldn't swim. You idiot. Who gets discharged from the Kriegsmarine? Ponies with the counter there, we got T-70 moving up. We're catching fire, those shatters a lot of sandbags and most other things, but the T-70 gets away from it pretty unscathed. Flank here attempted by Sparta is thwarted by machine gun fire. We got fuel catches up from him as well, so good play there. Both are clearly Sart's got some ideas. Then we even got one for Nemesis team, so that's actually 2 fuel catches for the Russian players, giving them actually a bit of fuel instead of the Germans now. Very nice work there. But of course, they still need to exert it into actual tanks as fast as possible. Particularly Nemesis team, who's clearly again is aiming for the T-35. Need to be a lot bloody faster about it to sort of at least set it up for it. Well, anyways, 300 points left for the Red Army here, the first Mechanized Corps. Flame for after them. Still got the 2 Julius sort of standing about there. Tume possibly still realising he might have made a wrong purchase there. Panther following up for 2 minutes, going to be the first medium tank out here. And Sparta being the first with a mechanised armor company, despite him, you know, also being the first one to get a light tank. So definitely a bit of a slip up there by Nemesis Timo, though of course he's been also preoccupied with the enemy front line. He's also been the one doing more damage. You can see there, almost 9 versus the 7 command points there, and so many talismans becoming locked here. Tume, not so much comparatively. So we can sort of suddenly, to an extent, see he was doing more of the actual fighting. Of course, doesn't mean the other players are, you know, useless, but they aren't quite, shall I say, putting the pedal to the metal. Up here, troops reinforcing, building up, and there you go, Mechanized Armor Company done here for Sparta. Nemesis Timo is still short of anything like that. As for Talisman, we got the Schwerpanzer Corps going up, we got Obersoldaten. Hardened veterans of the Großdeutschland Panzerdivision. We got more fuel drops in here for Sparta, of course, going to try and rush armor. We got the Schwerpanzer Corps opening up here, 30 mil flat there to take out this large transport aircraft, but no luck dice there. Got a Panther forming up the right flank, or left flank actually. Swooping in there, field gun narrowly misses, but it was close. And here we got another push there from Talisman against the northern sides. We got a Mechanized Armor Company finally going up for Timo, and he's not too far from the ability to go for the T-35 to be honest. The meanwhile, Sparta is pushing for the T-34-76. So soon those T-34s will be rolling off the assembly lines to take on the fascists. Orbital on there holding forwards, LMG-34 on the way. There we go, advancing up in the conscripts. In this case, they're not good cover there. And there you go, Phil Johnny as well, almost wiping out the entire unit. Leading poor Heinz to wonder where the hell did that machine gun come from. When he asked his sergeant, he was just told there were machine gun gnomes. Sort of delivered it. T-45 out there for Sparta, Nemesis Timo. Going for Katyusha first. Bit of a strange, I mean again, great versus, you know, dug-in Germans, but I kind of feel like the end with Gart Moti should have prioritized the T-35, but that's just me. But a well-handled Katyusha, which isn't the most difficult thing in the world, though, can still have quite an impact there, in particular in Germans well on the defense, so, I mean, it's not a wrong choice, but it's just a bit of a surprising one again. I would have figured the T-30-45, but in the end, it's actually Sparta, again, went for T-7 as well, was actually rushing out the medium tank. All the way, Flamethrower there's about to go down, putting an end here to this incendiary menace from Tume, noting by either Tume or Talisman yet to go for Doctrine. Falling back in the face of the pursuing Panther 4. Field gun wiped out as well. Not good there. Not good. Panther gun is repulsed as well. T-75 to go down. Oh, that's the maximum actually. Field gun is there. Oh, Panther 4 misses the T-70. There you go. That's a small chance of getting the Panther 4 here. T-34 could get it. The field gun can. Oh, shot bounced. Shot bounced. Telemine there. Oh, would be hilariously awful there for Tume if it went off, but it didn't. Not on his tank anyways. It did go off in the T-34. Great setup there for Tume. Though again, was risky drying over the Telemann. Had the Telemann gone off there, that would have been GG for the Panther 4. In the end, the T-34 takes bouncing shots after the Panther 4. In the end, though, just not so much longer and goes down. Using the south up out here by the field gun. And we got more field guns there for Sparta. Team of those guys, Katyusha, got 1 kill so far. Not the most exquisite initial barrage. Panther 4 on the way there for Tume. And a Yak Panzer for Talisman. An interesting choice that you don't see them that often. So nice choice. Then also, particularly since most cases, if a player goes for it, it's usually because they're panicking. But it's not like the Germans are doing extremely poorly right now. So the Yak Panzer is just something he's going for because he can and he wants it, which is again interesting. So it indicates he's certainly worried about something down the road. And again, that is likely going to be T-30-45s. But it's not what most players would go for again in this sort of order. I think this is the key element. Talisman's actually thinking ahead here. He's displaying strategy in a real-time strategy game. I know. What's next? Flanking. Anyways, Captain, I need to be careful. We got the Orbs on foot moving in here. We got air recons out here from Tume going for Blitzkrieg. So we got Blitzkrieg and Breakthrough. In some ways, it's a solid combination there versus Sparta Motor and Stud Industry. Noting a bit of manpower floating about. They could go for infantry, go for support weapons, or they could go for another fuel cache. I mean, all would be good choices here. T-45 final on the way there for Timo. As for Sparta, he could be setting up here for the KV2 now. And there you go, double field guns. Don't quite make the impact on the Panther 4. I imagine Sparta would have hoped for, but there you go, second shot, mix or volley. Does the job, and there you go, the Picots are lined up. Easy target for Talisman's field, or Stukas the first. Nice work there. Assault up here is stalling in the face of Talisman's light defences. Panther flanking for the south. T for the almost down there for Timo. As for Sparta, he is still some time off from the KV2. Field guns are ready, but they also on health. And, oh, marked vehicle as well there. Nemesis Timo is willing to commit a bit of extra here to increase the chance of seeing that Panther 4 die. Oh dear, the field gun technique is some bait here inadvertently. And there you go, right into the jaws of the T-45. And that's going to be one Panther 4 that Tume will not be getting back home to Germany. There you go, knocked out here by the 85mm gun of the T-45. Adapted from a Russian anti-aircraft gun as well. Fun note there. Unit's being pushed back here by the Volksgrenadiers. Field gun following up. Straight to the Jagdpanzer here, lands an excellent hit. Of course, this is likely why Talisman went for the Jagdpanzer. He was very much anticipating the T-45. Had he gone for a Panther 4, they'd actually be much less well equipped to be able to deal with it. Of course, he could have gone for the Panther instead, but in this case, I imagine Talisman basically figured that his opponent would have been fast out with the T-45, and he actually was. Still, good response there. Good strategic response, in fact. More fuel drops in here for Sparta. Then in this case, looks like he might have just gotten shot down. Panther pursuing the T-7, got Blitzkrieg on the way there. Field guns nearby. Jagdpanzer creeping ahead. We got the Tutu also on watch here. The Tutu's actually been doing very little. It really just feels like he just makes some, late night shopping while we're drunk and just, somehow end up with a 222. A bit like Goering. Herr Goering, we don't need 222s. Here's a Luftwaffe. But it seemed like a great idea at the time. Oh, shot bounced there. Field gun crew wiped out. The Panther 4s result go down. That's going to be a big loss there for 2 minutes. 2 Panther 4s rendered kaput. If the field gun can actually penetrate. Wow, that is amazing right there for Tume. There we go. Third shot's the charm. Up north, though, we got a big push here, trying to outmaneuver the Maximum. In fact, outflank it and just swarm it. Maybe increase the chance of wiping it. We've got Sturmpanzer over there with a DP light machine gun. That could actually be a bit problematic here. That's going to be some serious firepower. And that Maxim is not going to make it back home to Moscow. Not even Leningrad. There we go, wiped out. But we're seeing wipes elsewhere. Katyusha is doing some heavy damage there. Russians will need to put some more pressure on the victory points. They probably should be focusing less on the center, just try and flank around, hit the other points. Then you just focus on that. T-44 from 6 falling half for Timo. Not going for another 85. That's a bit interesting. On the other hand, Sparta is getting very close to the KV2. There we go, T-45 is just causing absolute havoc here amongst Talisman's men, almost wiping out Swartz, getting Panther-fausted. Sturmparty, be careful here, and there you go, full retreat from Talisman in the north. Good push though, good push. In the south here, another assault here from Tume. And we got a fresh Panther fight there as well for Tume. KV2 that is arriving here for Sparta. For the first mechanized corps. With its 152mm gun. Two flanking up here, KV2 setting out. Panther 4 starting from the other side there. Great hit on the Panther 4. And there you go, grenade off on the field gun. Nice work there. KV2 arrives, shoots, and doesn't make much of an impression. Then we got the Stupid firing with old support weapons. Nice work there by Talisman. First going for, of course, Breakthrough. He's yet to use it. He's going to just go for the Yaktig and nothing else. That'd be a bit of a waste of a good doctrine. KB2 locked down by the way, hoping to find some easy targets. Could be a bit of distance there for Tume's grenadiers. T4 also moving in here, just provide Nemesis team here with more armoured support versus the fascist. Orbs on the center being murdered out, and we get good approach I think here for the northern victory point. Someone still being defended fanatically there by Sparta. As the center one has been claimed here by the German army. More fuel attempted here by Sparta. Okay, choose your barrage. Trying to take out that MG-34 here from Talisman. And go heading for the fuel. T-34 flying on the move. T-34 6 maps to deal with the center. But there you go. Yak Panzer on the spot. Sparta's KB2 there's being hauled ahead. Almost got the northern victory point. Good work there by Nemesis Timo. We can see the Talisman is attempting here to just shatter it, to destroy it. Could get the T-46 to move to support here. Doesn't quite happen. Instead he gets a Pentafast right in front like Kedneffer. Definitely needs some support there on it. At this stage it might be too late. He was too slow, and losing the T-44 is going to be quite a loss there for Timo. Very big loss. Oh! Actually succeeds, and there you go. Flank on the Yak Panzer now. Could be the tables have been turned here on Talisman. But no, it doesn't quite happen. Doesn't quite happen. Pulls away here with the T-34 swiftly. The south lead got Sparta moving ahead, hitting the southern fuel point. Now big push here from the rations. German lines are crumpling under the weight of the Soviet bear. T-7 now out here for Sparta. An interesting choice at this stage with the mechanized armor component. I think he would go for like an HG5 or something else, but he seemingly is more concerned with infantry and all that, so he goes for the T-70. Or he might just want to use the spot first KB2, which is, you know, is also an idea. KB2 I feel like is perhaps a bit too far removed from any sort of valuable support for the front line. Button center victory point secured, and northern one's being lost to the Germans again. Though Timo was all there with a counterattack inbound. Fuel cache number 3 for the rations. We also got another one down here from Tume, so that's actually a total of 5 fuel caches, 2 German, 3 Russian. And Talisman is in fact going for the Yak Tiger. So we got Yak Tigers and we got KB2s. 2 behemoths. One from the very beginning of the war, and then from the very end of the war. Go figure. Both with really big guns, both in the end rather expensive and not necessarily the most practical weapons of war. Patricia fire down here, Sandy not quite hitting the pack forward. We got the Sturmgeschütz out here for Tume. The Sturmgeschütz. Vorwärts, Ludwig! I want to see them blow up in front of mine eyes. Can't you just use the binoculars? Nein. That's for wimps. But he's really going hard in there, Tume. He is apparently now willing to realise he maybe should pull off. So there you go, smoke's going off. A sold out piece and slightly slowing down. We got the T-45 needs to be careful here. T-46 almost done there for Team having lost the previous one. He's still not going for more T-45s though. And we got an assault artillery up here around the cache here, forcing Timo and Sparta fall back here. As artillery just shatters the entire area. South has been claimed here by the German army. By Deutschland, the Kampfgruppe Wolf. Cons flying up behind him, second hot by the Maxim. The Yaksiger there slowly rolling ahead with his 128mm gun. Focus engineers. Fun fact, the Yaktig, I believe, primarily saw servers on the western front. Little neat detail there. Could use them, supporting fire there. And of course, note the Yaktig was designed as an assault gun, even though it's like a heavy tank, so in some ways it was actually designed as an assault gun. Again, the whole machine gun should sort of clue in on that. And the fact, again, it was fully enclosed and heavily armoured. Because tank destroyers generally don't, necessarily need a heavy arm because again, that's expecting to get up close and ugly. But again, assault guns, it's a little fun note there about the Yaktiger. Continuing right, we got the Orbital nearby, very, very close to 2. Then nice work for Talisman. T-44 there, slowly getting ahead. Katusha there blasting away. Not really making the biggest splash than Tume's infantry. Sparta there should probably go for some tank destroyers more. We got the big push here. Infantry and tank destroyers going. He's going to try and get the Katusha with the Jagdpanzer and misses. He hits a cart instead. Bad luck there for Talisman. Now Nemesis Timo sees a chance to flank up with the T-45. We've got the T-46 from the other side. He's going to try and take it up. He can't get rid of course. That's going to be a big hit for Nemesis Timo. It's going to be a problem there for Talisman. Of course, we've got the Jagdpanzer there. But there you go. A Kedner for Panzerfaust off there. And of course, the Jagdpanzer far removes. He can't assist. But there you go. Almost got the Jagdpanzer. But no, he gets away. He can't because of the Kedner and the Stug. But we've got field guns coming in here. Damage on both T-45. Stugs might be able to take advantage of that. And we got more carton out here for Nemesis Timo. KB2 just sort of standing back here, 3 kills so far. I mean, really, Sparta hasn't been able to do a lot with the KB2, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest, a bit of a waste. Could have been doing more with that, I feel. Admittedly, it is hard to do a lot with the KB2, but I've certainly seen players who've done more than that. Pulling back the 2 T-34s, which somehow managed to survive that. Good work by Nemesis Timo. Yak-Tiger rolling ahead. Straight into the field gun, shots bouncing. Yak-Tiger had very thick front line, I think somewhere around the 200mm, maybe thicker than that. Noting he's not used any of the supporting fire abilities there. We got Stuga's Swiss barrage off there. Getting some nice hits in the field gun, but nothing that really knocks them out. And the Yak-Tiger's all down to less than half health. Got a grand development there for Talisman. Not a grand development. Panzer there flanking up behind the conscripts. Veteran 2 gained excellent work there with Tume. Got another squad out as well there for added infantry assault capabilities. Almost got the wipe here in the center. Another push of a Talisman straight through hell. He doesn't care, just wants that victory point up north. Push back here by Guardsman, another fun stuff. T-44 being self-repaired. T-44 is not being self-repaired for some reason though. And Timo could actually go for another T-44 soon. And Sparta really would, I think, benefit from a tank destroyer or something else to back up his KV2. But there you go, every pioneer working on that Yak-Tiger. Going for the victory point there, we got a try on for Talisman. That's probably going to be a mechanized regiment to help prepare stuff, in particular his own Yak-Tiger. Ooh, choosing about here, it's a slight hit from the KV2. Panzer 4 going up close, we got the Yak-Panzer, we got the Stug moving in as well here. KB2 sadly does not have a time, I think, to rank against the might of the German Panzerwaffe as they already take down to half health. Backed up as I'm going to use for the Panzerfaust. Almost got it here. Panzer 4 almost down to half health. Not good, not good for the KB2. That is great for the Germans. And there we go. KB2 is kaput. Russischer Panzer is kaput. Shield zerstört. Almost got the Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer falling back here. They're gaining virtually 2 Schützen up. Stugol's opening up here. Closing in a Schützen of its own. Sehr good, sehr good. And 4 falling back. And there we go. Panzer going to be sweeping in to claim the victory point. H5 on the way for Timo. Sparta still not going for anything. Seems like he's a bit frozen there on the decision making level, which is great here for the Germans. Because might have been the loss of the KV2 just simply shocked Sparta. Yak Pumpkin fixed up. Still impossible to hit Veteran 4. That's pretty solid. They get some really powerful bonuses at Veteran 4. Offensively, that is. Victory point here needs to be seized. T-34 on watch. Nemesis Timo's got a nice force, but Sparta's just not been handling his resources sufficient. I think he's trying to go for another KB2, but the question is another KB2 really going to swing the game around here just compared to a lot of tanks of less heavier size? But there you go, another KB2 out there for Sparta. Medics on the way there for Talisman, close to the front line. Oh yeah, he actually had to make an story so he's actually going for the battle group headquarters now. Silly me. Silly me. Looks like Mad Assault here being set up. We got infantry sort of slowing up, support weapons, armors sort of ready to serve as well. And the Yak Tiger's good to go once more for Talisman. We can actually kill something with it. I mean, again, he does not seem very keen on using the supporting fire abilities, despite that being reasonably good. Up here they're going to be encountering severe resistance. Wiped out. Bit of loss there for Tume, though he still got his panzer going to deal. They actually lost one of them squads. So in fact, Tume is pretty short in infantry now. That's less great. No armor support here. That was not the most well executed assault there in the end. Stukas was barraged off. You got the CoH2 joining in there. Getting hit by rockets. Very fighting for victory points here. Heavy casualties sort of piling up. As both sides are giving it their everything. Field gun there opening up. Pantherful moving in. We got the CoH2 ready to support there. Nice hit. They're getting at least a single kill. Pantherful down to half health. So much heavy fire. We got a sword artillery up here, but the problem is it's going to hit around the point here, so all of this is not really going to get touched by it. It's one of the weird things about assault artillery. Well, it says it targets the enemy sector. The reality is it doesn't. It targets the point itself, but the sector itself will usually be largely untouched. So the description isn't quite accurate. Again, as you might notice, it's hammering around the point, but the entirety of the sector is just untouched otherwise. That's a bit of a flaw of the ability, to be honest. I think that's sort of what limits it. From being truly used, we got the command take out here for Tume, heavy Panther Corps as well. He clearly wants something a bit bigger now than just Panther 4s. Oh dear, he actually ran into the house with this one game. Alright, pops a grenade, get it, ice. What about a grenade? Oh, scheiße. Boom. Well, it's just Ludwig who lost. Yeah, no one liked Ludwig anyways. He was the one who pointed out the grenade. Exactly. Actually, they can blast to try and take out those guardsmen. Those guys I think need supporting fire to do that. We got S Connors out here for Tume again. 101 points left here for the Russians, 326 for the Germans. Maximum team with engineers slowly climbing up there. And damage ending the Yak Tiger. There you go, fine supporting fire. Finally. But forced away there. Sadly, Talisman's Yak Tiger did not amount to much. Rather unfortunate for its price level. But also not uncommon. MG42 had to work there for Tasman, or Tume, I mean, Insignia up here for not flying off there. We got a Tuks barrage off here to do with support weapons, maybe damage the CoH2 a bit. 2 kills on that one. And we got Nemesis team sitting off from assault. He's got a lot of tanks, and he's got tank destroyers, but they're just not doing a lot. He needs, I think, to have some sort of assault plan and try to execute, because right now they're not really gaining ground, which is what needs against the Germans to sort of, I think, seriously rectify the situation. Same CoH2 a bit assault. We got a Katyusha out finally here for Sparta, but no additional armor to back up the KV2. Panther going for the deep flank here, but in this case is thwarted by field guns on the flank. No nice work with the Russians there. And there they go, Nemesis team was attacking him with the tanks. No smoke streams though, nothing additional support by the way. Issue 5 and T for 5 number 2 is far removed, so he's just sending 2 tanks without sufficient support here against the Yak Tiger head on. That was not, I would think, the best move here by Timo. Again, he should have had more armor support in here. Lost 1 T-34. Now we got the other armor on the move, but from another angle, and no infantry support either. It all ends up being a bit dispersed without any sort of, shall I say, serious depth. And we got all T-34s down, nicely worked out there by the Germans. 70 points left for the Russians. Now the T-34s on 6 on the way there for Sparta finally. In fact, he goes for the first one, I think, there. H5 is the Yak Panther about to get knocked out like Kedna's Panther on the T-35, which actually hit the ace level. And there you go, all tanks for Nemesis Timo are gone, destroyed, annihilated, blown to bits. Oh, but there you go. Kutuzov's making some good hits there on Tasman's infantry. But in the end, not enough. It's like trying to empty the sea with a teaspoon. Why even doing it at that stage of this late into the game? It just doesn't make sense. Oh, the Yakman pulling ahead here, very close to Veteran Fleet. Almost got the Katyusha, but once more the Katyusha there slips into the darkness to fire rockets again another day. Moira comes out for Tume, nice use of that. Issued 5 final there for Sparta, looks like he counts the T-34 for that. $28 points left for the Russians, 26. 24. T-Sun is slowly approaching Veteran Fleet. I certainly come out in there with the KV2, but not enough. Far from it. There you go. Issue finally done here for Sparta, down to 14. 12. 10. 8. And there you go. Sparta heads off. That is GG. So loss here for the Red Army, then first Mechanized Corps was beaten back here by the Comfortable Wolf. Some heavy engagements here and there across the map with heavy losses on both sides, and then the Germans persevered. Part of it, I think, was just the Russians at times didn't quite, fully cooperate on the same level that Tume and Tasman that. They were much better working together, so Russians, to an extent, never quite, had the full picture, didn't support each other as much as they could have. Though, of course, the fuel caches were nice, but again, I also feel like in terms of how they used in tech, I think they could be more efficient. Timo could easily tanks out sooner, and Sparta could also have more tanks out to back up his KV2. And overall, I feel like the KV2 was just mishandled, should have been used more actively and aggressively, so that way put more pressure on the Germans. So I definitely feel like there were some issues there in terms of strategy for the Russians, was a lot the Germans used to seek out weaknesses and destroy them, slowly pushing ahead, and that way establish dominance. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Share with your friends, your family. Not your enemies, though. And if you like, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. And this is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.